Y'all will have to ignore me. I've got clothes on the line. I've got self-tanner on, drying. I've been crocheting all day. And I thought I'd pop on here and we could just talk about what happened at the White House with Zelensky. Number one, let's think about what this man has gotten for multiple presidents. He's gotten aid through Trump now, Biden, Trump before, and Obama. He used to be an actor that danced in pleather and heels to all the single ladies. Okay? And then somehow he miraculously became a political figure in his own country. Cheating. Anyway, I'm just saying, I don't think he is possibly made for the role he's in. I'm trying to choose my words and be nice, because you're going to see tons of people jump into this or come back and comment to this that I don't understand what's going on, but I do. So I've worked in the criminal corrections judicial world my entire career. I've done counseling other than that. I've worked with kids that have mental health issues. I've worked with people that have had all types of issues and all levels of counseling. I've worked with murderers, with people that did harm to little kids that are on supervision. I've studied in interstate compact, dual levels of supervision with the feds. I've done it all. This behavior that he is exhibiting is like the 5-year-old at the supermarket that was taking grapes out of the bag the whole time you're going around the supermarket, and then the mom gets up to the counter and realizes the grape bag is empty, knowing she's got to pay for the grapes. The kid throws a fit because there's no more to take home. He doesn't understand that the parent already spent the money on what he's consumed, and that consumption must end when the money runs out. The kid just wants his belly full and wants more. Zelensky is that child. He doesn't understand money. Obviously, he's never funded his own wars. He doesn't understand war. Obviously, he is a movie star. He is an actor. He dances in pleather heels to all the single ladies. He is not a leader. He doesn't care about his people dying. He wants the war to continue so he gets notoriety, celebs rubbing elbows with him, a lot of money, big toys that go boom, 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 and he doesn't care when offered the chance at a ceasefire. He doesn't care for a ceasefire. He wants the war to continue because he's living high on the hog. He don't want to go back to the belly meat. So this man is sitting in our Oval Office, and then after the hundreds of billions of dollars that has been funneled to this man, and I don't doubt he didn't end up with all of it, laundromat, I understand that, okay? But he sits there and goes, well, Ukraine has been alone in all of this. No, you haven't, Zelensky. We've been up your ass with our wallets the whole goddamn time. You ain't been alone. We've been trying to pull our pennies back out your sphincter. You ain't been alone. You a crazy man. You crazy. The United States doesn't want to fund your asinine, egotistical freaking war anymore, you idiot. And there are people going, well, Trump shouldn't have treated the victim of a war that way. You do understand that Zelensky started this war. You do understand that he created the issue and then siphoned the entire world's purse strings, cried the victim, give me money, give me ammunition, give me missiles, give me help, send your celebrities, pay $20 million so I can have a picture with Angelina Jolie and Sean Penn. Do you understand? Do you understand that we have absolutely funded this man's ego rampage while his own countrymen are dying? He knows he can't win. He doesn't have the manpower, the brains, or the position. But he doesn't care. And when Trump says, I can get you a ceasefire, he doesn't want a ceasefire. He wants the war to continue because it's making him money, money, money. He never once spoke about his countrymen being harmed. He never once spoke about the land being deteriorated. He spoke about money. If you cannot see what this man is up for, bless your heart. What's it like being blind, deaf, dumb, and stupid? That's a real question. I'm concerned for you. This is okay on the world stage taking emotional hostages. He wants to make you feel for him so that he can then fleece you. And if he can get the crybabies of the world to scream loud enough, maybe their presidents and their leaders will bow down and send him more money so he can keep a war that he can't win going so that he can live the good life while he kills his people, decimates generations of families, knowing there is no beneficial end to this if it continues. And people feel sorry for this man. How in the world do you feel sorry for the mule that backs up and kicks everybody else? Not a clue, not a clue. But this man needs to be stopped. He needs to go back to dancing in pleather heels because that's about all he's good for. I got no remorse for thinking he's an idiot. None whatsoever, because he is. And he showed his true colors today. When given the opportunity to act like somebody, be received on a political equal stand in front of the U.S. media, he went to play little toddler tactics. Because it's more important that he get the people that will cry for him going, than to meet a leader and act like a leader and make a leader's decision, which should be focused on his countrymen, what's best for his countrymen, what's best for his land. I hate to tell this man, but no one respects you. Once we saw you dancing and pleathered all the single ladies, it was done. Once we knew you had no background in any kind of intelligence, any kind of education, nothing that streamlined you to be a leader, we just knew you were an actor and people liked you. We figured it out real quick because we've got celebrity issues here in the United States too, and we've about done away with that. So don't expect us to be really, really sensitive about your issues anymore because we saw how you behaved today. When given the opportunity to have aid to stop this, you said, well, I don't really want a ceasefire. I think this needs to continue. You can't win. You don't have the money to keep it going yourself unless you have everyone behind you funneling this and funding this. You got nothing. And you'll sit there and ask for everyone's help to win a war that if it was on your plate, you couldn't win, that you probably can't win with the help anyway. And that is killing, decimating your population. It doesn't matter how you feel during the war. How are your people feeling? What's happening to your families? What's happening to the kids that are growing up seeing these atrocities? You just want the money. You got used to running the laundromat and you don't want to leave. You want one more rinse and spin cycle, sir. Listen, if somebody came in my house and disrespected me like that, they would have landed about 20 foot out in the yard. Because I would have punted their butt out there. So Trump did better than I would have done, because I would have got up and said, I'm sorry. I want to help you, but you don't want to be helped. I feel sorry for your people. They're in the leadership of a blind idiot. And you're just going to have to get on the next flight and go home. And from now on, you get to fund the war yourself. See ya. Somebody get Putin on the phone. And that's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. Because I'm thinking, this guy does not need to be on the world stage. He doesn't need to be a leader of anything. Do we really need to give him any kind of help? Would his people not be better under someone else that at least understands war cost lives? I mean, it's a thought. It's an absolute thought, isn't it? Makes you wonder. I know, boy, Trump gave him an earful, and I was like, oh, get him. And it was funny to see the dynamic, but because you knew Trump was just irritated. It was like, listen, toddler, you don't understand the big person's world. Go sit at the, kids' Thanksgiving table until I get ready to deal with you. That's kind of how he treated him, and he needs to be treated like that. This man should never have been given the pompous ego, the bloated ego that he was given with our money. Y'all, I'm dirt poor, and we've been squeaking all winter. Y'all know this. I'm dirt poor. We are simple folk. And this winter with the bad weather, my husband works outside and the you can't dig through the ground, you can't work outside, it's been too cold, they won't lay him off, he can't draw unemployment. We have just about killed ourselves this winter trying to survive. And this little sawed-off fart, little short man, walks in and wants to demand, rather than get a ceasefire and talk peace and save his people, no, I want this to continue. I need your money, I need your missiles, I need your help, and I want this. You don't get to dictate that when you can't do it on your own. I know he's had a very lucrative career for a while because of stupid idiots that's been in control. It ended. I think he figured that out today. So for anybody that's going to come across here and say, I feel sorry for Zelensky, okay, go live under him. And when you realize that he doesn't give a rat's hot end for you and he's ready to martyr you so that he can pad his pockets and live in his high rise and wear his expensive little zipper collar shirts, because he refuses to dress like anybody that has a brain. Call me back and tell me what you think about him then. When you watch those kids over there that don't have a safe place to be because their president, rather than a ceasefire, just wants money funneling in there that's not going to his people, that's not going to the war. He just wants the money to hold up the facade without a thought to his people. Do not feel sorry for someone who takes emotional hostages. And he's got the whole world, some population of each continent feeling for him. And I'm like, he's an emotional hostage. He comes in and makes you feel bad for him so that he can dictate what you do to help him. Those people never know what they need, don't know how to get help, don't know how to use help, don't know what help looks like. It smacked them straight between the eyes, which lined me up. I'd offer to do it as tribute. He does not understand these things. And he is going to perpetuate this war if given any way to earn a living, because he don't know how to do nothing else but dance in heels to all single ladies and pleather. And his position, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say this, and y'all got little kids in the room, send them out. I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His position on the world stage is a little bitch. Okay? He's playing little spoon to anybody that is slipping dollar bill. He is a political prostitute. And I, for one, don't want to send him any more lotion or Kleenex. That's where I am in this. I think Trump did an amazing job. I think that they put on a big show for the media to show this man's behavior and his arrogant attitude and his egotistical rampage and how he is a petulant child. That's great. Should it have happened in front of the media as long as it did? Probably not. But at the same time, if I were Trump, I would have said, take him away. I've got important things to do today, and this is becoming less and less of an important thing as he keeps talking. And then I probably would have got Putin on the phone and said, hey, listen, I know why you don't like your neighbor. He's a turd. But y'all, we've got to stop. We've got to stop letting our emotions dictate our nation. You younger generations, it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter how you feel because everybody feels differently. So therefore, it doesn't matter how you feel. What matters are what is the benefit to the entire population, how it's going to improve our society, how is it going to benefit our people, and how is it going to keep America safe. It's not about you and your emotions. Okay, there's things that happen that they don't line up with me either. But I understand potentially they line up with a lot of other people. Therefore, the politicians act in the best faith of everyone else. Sometimes I'm in the pool, sometimes I'm out of the pool, and sometimes I'm nowhere near it at all. But I understand why they normally make the decisions they make. Well, a good leader, not the sorry ones. But I can't for the life of me sit here and say that I understand Zelensky as anything other than a histrionic narcissist and a petulant child. Any attention's good for him. He doesn't care if he's killing people to get it. He doesn't care if he has to beg, blow, or belittle for money. He's going to do it all. And he doesn't care whose pocket he's in as long as he's getting paid to be there. This is not someone that needs to be in control of other people's lives. He didn't give one iota of a thought to the men and women dying because when Trump said, I can get you a ceasefire, he did not want a ceasefire. This has paid his bills to the tunes of hundreds of billions coming out of our pockets going God knows where. Did he even keep track of it all? No, he's lost over $100 billion. Why would we give him a nickel more? So if I had to say something to Zelensky, it'd be shoe fly, don't bother me. You made a mess. Go clean it up. It's yours. Don't want to help you anymore. I'm tired of you. And maybe if he had to sit in the crap and the rot that he has created in his own country, and they had to look at the president and go, you got us here, and your behavior made our allies leave us, maybe his people would choose a better leader and give him a taste of his own medicine. Because I don't think, after his behavior in the Oval Office, I don't think he deserves to be on our soil. I don't think he deserves a penny from us. And I certainly don't think anyone should be calling him a victim. He is an instigator. He is an arrogant little egotistical instigator. And he's a petulant toddler. And he's a political prostitute. Anything for money and anything for power, even if it decimates his entire population and country. Sad times, even sadder times in America when people can say, oh, but I feel bad for him. Why? Why? I just told you his whole ploy. It's factual. You can look at the empirical data of how he's handled everything. You got a friend that keeps asking you for $5 every time you see him, but he never can show you what he spent the $5 on. But every time he sees you, he wants $5 more. But this will be the last time. And he sees you again. Oh, can I have $5 more? Don't you get a little irritated with that friend, especially when he can't tell you where the $5 goes? And then he goes and he gets in debt, or he promises to buy something from a friend, or he overdraws and needs help with. He's like, I need help with the charges. They're gonna come get me. Would you feel for that friend and be like, oh, sure, let me give you money again, you're a victim and all this? No, that friend is creating his own manure pile. Let it go up in flames. I hate to say it. Hey, we were almost there with Biden. And I said thousands of times, I would rather whatever happened occur in my lifespan than for my grandbabies to have to handle it. And I'm sure the people over there right now in Ukraine are like, I wish whatever would happen so we can get this place situated for our children to take over. Because I'm sure they're done with it. I'm sure they're done with it. But if we keep this little man in power and we keep feeding his ego and we keep feeling sorry for him, he's going to continue to keep this war going, keep his people dying, keep his pockets padded, and stay on the world stage where he does not belong. Send him back to dancing in pleather to all the single ladies. I'm done with him. No, he doesn't want peace. I mean, he said it probably 5 times. Trump said ceasefire. I stopped counting. He does not want a ceasefire. No, Zelensky does not want a ceasefire. He wants money. This war has made him a public figure around the world, the richest man, probably in the top 5 in the world, I'd say. He's got it funneled somewhere. And he's found avenues of passive income he didn't know existed because he gets to play the victim and pull funds from a bunch of nations. Cut him off. Cut him off. If he does not want to end this war, if he would rather have a war than peace, if he would rather his people live in this helter-skelter hellfire he's created, this horrible hellscape, than have some kind of peace, start over and raise a family and have a peaceful life, he doesn't deserve to be a leader. He certainly doesn't need to be on our soil, that disrespectful tone. Just send him home. Just send him home. But I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. And I can't say that I understand anyone that views him as a victim with his behavior, especially, I mean, just what he exhibited today shows you he's not a victim. He doesn't think himself a victim. He thinks himself the arrogant overlord of this giant scheme that has made him wealthy and important. And he would rather have wealth and importance over peace because he doesn't care how many of his countrymen die because of this war he's propagating. He just likes the limelight and the money. And he's found out that, tap's gone dry in the United States. They're going to end this war. How am I going to keep it going? He went in there and tried to create a war with Trump. Trump knows exactly what he's doing, so he talked to him like he was 3 years old and shut him up and told him, you are not in a position and you should be doing what's best for your nation. So I just hope that there are a few people that watch this that may have thought different about the war, that see his behavior and go, holy crap, that's not kosher. I hope there's a few. I hope that but I've already seen people on YouTube go, how can you yell at a victim of a war? He's not a victim. He started it. He's an instigator. So I hope that these people figure it out. And I hope that the people are behind Trump's attempt to get a ceasefire because, listen, it's not about power and it's not about strength. It's about stopping this stupid war that nobody can win over there. Give these people some peace. Let them have some quiet time in their life. Let them regain a little bit of civility. Let them be able to raise their children. Let them be able to wake up and not wonder, what's going to come after them today. Give these people of Ukraine a freaking break. They've had a crooked government for decades. And now they've got a tyrant that doesn't care if they live or die. Give these people a break. Let's stop funding this war. Let's tell him to sit down, shut up, take the ceasefire, think about your people, put your people first, and if you can't be a leader, step down and let somebody in the door that can. And that's where I am. I just had, hi, Mary. I just had to come on here and rant because I'm already seeing people going, how could Trump talk to a victim like that? Stop with the victim crap. Y'all don't know who's victimized, who's marginalized, who's oppressed. You think all those things rotate in a circle around whoever you like. That's not how adjectives work. It makes me so mad. Makes me so mad. Oh, Lord. And today was the day I was just going to crochet and do laundry and not, self-tan and just not say anything. But all that, it made me mad. Made me mad. I would just stood up and said, somebody put him on a plane out of here. He's not here to talk anything I want to hear. You go home and handle this war. We're going to, as of today, we stop funding anything to you. You get to handle it on your own since you're so apt to just keep this war going for 10 years. We're out. You can keep it going. We'll watch from over here. We got popcorn ready. Hey, somebody else get me Putin on the phone. I figured out why he doesn't like his neighbor. We're going to talk about it. Okay, bye. And I'd have left. But I'm a turd. So I think Zelensky understands that the cash flow stops and that the war needs to stop and that the world, they're seeing the real him and the real issues. And it's not that there was a war that ever needed to occur. It was a little egotistical idiot was put in a role to create this issue so that a lot of rich people could give him a cut of a bunch of money. And then he got to live, high on the hill, putting on the Ritz. And he doesn't want to come back down the social ladder. Boo freaking who? Need I remind you that just a few years ago, you were in pleather heels dancing to all the single ladies. Now, I just have no respect for you because if you can do that, God knows what you'll do for a nickel. But listen, if a nickel's not important to you, but now pick a career path. Okay, so it's either dancing in pleather heels or it's being a political leader. And listen, one you have the skills for, one you do not. So make a wise decision. This man annoys the holy bejesus out of me. And the people that see him as a victim. I wonder how young they are and how inept they are at social. Well, just reading the room. Just reading the room. If you think Zelensky's a victim with his behavior and his financial assets that he has accrued in the last decade, how do you measure people that actually are victims of a crime? And where does your empathy and sympathy go when there actually is a victim? And are you just off base and off target all the time? Or is this more about bravado and holding up your political party? Because I'm here to tell you there are crooked people in all the parties. Most politicians are crooked as dogs' hind legs. So, we're going to find out dirt on every party. Republicans are going to be right there in the middle of it too. Just wait, it's coming. Just wait. The American people are digging now. Just wait, it's going to hit. We're going to find out crap on everybody, and we're all going to be like, oh, yep, figured that one out a long time ago. Yep, there's the proof. But there's going to be some people that, bless their hearts, cannot fathom what's going on in this nation and are going to be so obliterated by the information that their little worlds are going to explode because they've lived in this little shell-shocked bubble to where they are the main character and their beliefs are the main beliefs, and that's not the world. It's not the society you're in anymore. You're going to have to step out and join the rest of us because we're over here giving you facts and information. You're going to have to catch up. So as these little people that have been, hiding in their own little fantasies for the last couple of decades comes out, we're going to have a lot of people that are just too devastated to catch up. They're going to sit in the corner and shake. And then we're going to have a few go, holy crap, yeah, let's clean up the nation. And then we're going to have a few probably check out because they're just too shocked and lazy to join the fight, sadly. And then you're going to have a few diehard people sit there and absolutely lie to themselves and everyone else that they were right, their party's still great, and that they still feel sorry for these world leaders that have had them over a barrel for nothing. And listen, I didn't buy stock in Vaseline when I was a child, so I don't like to be screwed over. It doesn't benefit me. So when you see somebody that it benefits them to harm other people, When he doesn't want a ceasefire, he'd rather keep the war going, even though he's supposed to be thinking of his people. We have a problem. We have a problem because your people are the most important thing in your country, and that is your first priority. And we now know that it's not his. His first priority is war and finances. I mean, he said it. The facts are there. We're going to have people whose brains do a hairpin kiss your butt curve, and they're going to come around and still think that they're number one and they're right and their party's telling the truth. And, and listen, if you can lie to yourself that much, walk off into the sunset, join Nail in the woods, speak your own language, and separate yourself from society because you're not a benefit. Okay? But for the rest of us that live in reality and are tired of seeing our money go to somebody who doesn't deserve it, celebrities that want to give him an Oscar award, we would like to see the people of Ukraine not in the middle of a war, not being trodden over by leaders that don't care, and not in a country that is so corrupt that they feel like they're lost forever due to the status of their nation as the world's largest laundromat that ever existed. I would like for the people of Ukraine to be able to wake up and go, hey, perhaps today we're not the most horrible country in the world that does the most backroom deals. That would be great. That would be awesome. I'd love to see that. Hey, Colin. So I'm just here to say, guys, I know you don't like to hear me fuss, but go read the comments. Some of them you can kind of tell who's bots and who's not. Look at the caliber of people that's still trying to make excuses for Zelensky and make excuses for the Democrats that want to keep funneling him money and make excuses for the money we send him that he can't find. And I think America's over that. I know for a fact that Trump's over that. J.D. Vance is absolutely over that. And look at this man's behavior. Now, if you had a friend that constantly asks you for money, even though you know he's not doing the right things with it, he keeps making stupid decisions, he's not thinking how he's going to harm himself or others when he throws his money at stupid things, would you keep giving that friend money every time he come up and saw you? No, you'd be like, what the crap are you doing? Where are you putting this? And why do you keep coming for me for money? That is the Ukrainian war and every other nation that has had to help him. I think we're done. I think we're done funneling and funding this war. I think we're done having our money washed in Ukraine and go everywhere else with him getting a cut. I think we're done allowing this little midget of a man, mentally, physically, emotionally, and politically, lead people to their demise because he wants pocket change. And I hope enough Americans wake up and go, hey, yeah, can we stop this crap? Because we got some real crap going down on our shores that we need to take care of. And this little guy over here, he's already said, I don't care about you. I don't even care about my own people. I just want a war. Let's stop that. Let's revoke his bank account. And let's just go on. And if we leave him to his own devices because he has no money and he really has, no one else is going to be able to funnel the money like the United States has, it will stop. One way or the other, it will stop. But it will be up to him how it stops. Let's just let him go. Just let him go. Let him figure it out. He's such a mastermind. Let him figure it out. I'm okay with that. I feel bad for the Ukrainian people, but I think they're probably there too. Just leave him alone. Don't give me more money. He'll have to stop if you stop giving him money. I can put myself in their position to be like, why do these people keep giving this man money? Because the more we fund him, the longer these people have to live in a hellscape. I feel kind of sorry for him. Don't feel the least bit sorry for Zelensky at all. He created this mess. Stop feeling sorry for an idiot. I know, simple girl, and he doesn't even care. We can get you a ceasefire. Well, dude, you're okay with your countrymen continuing to die for a cause that is never going to come to fruition. You cannot you don't have the numbers, the finances, or the fortitude to beat Russia. I hate to say it, you don't. You don't have the tactical maneuvering to beat Russia, and you certainly don't have the political leadership to beat Russia. Stop and let your people have a life that is not overrun with war. Oh, but we don't want a ceasefire. We want money. We need more help. Stop helping this man. You're going to help everybody in Ukraine to an early grave. Stop. Oh, I'd say he got a cut, but yeah, the most of it circled right around, got washed and circled right around and went out to a lot of political leaders, a lot of political buttholes, a lot of political something I can't say on YouTube. I have to watch myself. I'm getting a little mad. I have to watch myself. But can you imagine? Okay, this is somebody, like you got a friend that's filed bankruptcy 14 times. And he keeps asking you to buy him a coffee every morning before you go to work. I would develop twitch every time I saw him. Because I'd be like, go away, dude. I'm not buying you coffee. Go away, dude. Because every time he gets in trouble, he gets a bailout. Somebody else buys him something. It gets his debts get erased. He's never had to deal with the consequences of his behaviors and actions. Let's let Zelensky have to deal with this. Let's just sit him down and go, okay, you're in timeout. You got to figure this out. We're going to go over here and pop some popcorn. Just let it go. Let it go. And, if you stop giving him money and help, I think eventually his countrymen and women will finish this and be like, sorry, you're not our leader anymore. We're done. I think that would be I think that would be an awesome thing. I feel so bad for the people in Ukraine. I mean, we had an idiot for 4 years that probably couldn't wipe his own butt. Matter of fact, he said one time that he wasn't, but that's neither here nor there. I can't imagine how they feel when their president is knowingly and maliciously selling them out as basically slave wage to war for their entire lives and possibly their children's lives, when they know they can't win, when they know it's a moot point, when they know they can't beat Russia. Putin's too big of a monster. I'm sorry, he's just too big. And when you have the funds yourself and you're relying on everybody else's aid, you can't just dictate. You have to be in communication with those people that are helping to fund your war. And when you go in and act like you're just withdrawing money from an ATM and that you don't have to give them any information and that you just can look down at them and scoff and no, I think the ATM of the United States is done. I think it's done. So, but I don't know, anybody that watches that and cannot identify his behavior, I don't know what it's like to walk through the world blind. I supervise murderers. I know bad people. I learned body language. I learned how to profile. I know how to read a room. Zelensky is a walking problem. He is a petulant toddler. He doesn't care about lives. He doesn't care about his country. He doesn't care about the soil he stands upon. All he cares about is benefit to himself and power and manipulation. I'm not going to feel sorry for this man. I feel sorry for his countrymen and women. But the quicker we say, sorry, dude, we're not helping anymore, the quicker that his society will get some type of normalcy. Because I can guarantee you they don't want to live like this forever. Not at all. Not at all. And to be quite honest, the funds going, listen, it's a laundromat. It's getting washed and it's getting sent everywhere else. This is a funneling. It's a financial funneling institution. It has been for a long time. You can look at the energy boards. You can look at anything over there, and you can understand this has been a backdoor, back alley, dirty, grimy street on the world cityscape for a long time. Maybe it's time to stop funding the back alley. Makes sense to me. I know it probably doesn't make sense to everybody else. And Brian didn't even know. I don't think he did. And I think they should have done, like, APS should have done a well check, and Jill Biden should probably be prosecuted for elder abuse, because we all know he didn't have a thought in the world, didn't know what was going on. Part of me says, okay, when he's dementia-ridden and addled, I feel sorry for him because he doesn't know what's going on. But then part of me goes, no, for 50 years, he set himself in this path. So sorry, bud, you won the prize. You set yourself up for it. There you go. When you make yourself a pawn your whole life, they're going to use you until you fall out. So he just, he just carried on in the pathway he was going. But it is sad to think that somebody would weekend at Bernie's the president of the United States. Sorry, I just had a mental image. It was funny. Colin, yeah. Well, a lot of people, they only read our media. They don't read other countries' newspapers or small news media, or they don't look outside of our nation. So they don't hear what's actually truthfully being said because they're in this echo chamber that the United States has cultured over the last 3 decades with its media. It's starting to break down now because of everything going on. And yesterday, when the Southern District of New York tried to bamboozle Miss Bondi, and the FBI in the Southern District of New York tried to bamboozle the American people with saying, oh, this is all we have. No, they're not. No. I saw Liz Wheeler flip through that stuff, and I said, that's not all they have, because to put Epstein in prison, to put Ghislaine Maxwell in prison on a conviction, they would have to have thousands of pieces of paper, victim statements, any kind of interrogation or any kind of discovery from the interviews and all of their investigation, all of their, there would be so many, like there would be boxes upon boxes of papers to go through. I used to write pre-sentence investigations for the court. There would be so much. Every time an officer on duty taking information for that case sneezed or farted, there would be a paper filled out. There would be so many boxes of paper. And I know that from working in the field. And so I understand her frustration going, no, there was not even information in there that would have solidified a conviction against either one of the people that were in prison. But nobody was like, excuse me, this is not complete because there's not even the investigative issues that actually sentenced the other people on. Where's that? People's going, well, Trump's administration was just going to do this to us anyway. It wasn't Trump's administration. It was the Southern District of New York and the FBI trying to hide crap. And again, because somebody is in power that doesn't need to be in power and has got minions where he doesn't need to have minions, it needs to be surgically removed from the tit of the United States taxpayer. So I'm waiting for that to happen. And I hope we find out who tried to do this. Because if you have 2 brain cells and you've ever read any kind of investigative report about any kind of court situation, any kind of case, you know that was not enough to even convict anybody on. There's thousands and thousands of pieces of paper on these people. I mean, boxes upon boxes. I can only imagine. The little cases I dealt with, yes, some of them were homicide, but they were still small cases compared to this. This would be a federal, almost worldwide, universal issue. There would be so much stuff in this file. And people thought that 200 pages, oh, God. There's so many boxes upon boxes upon boxes upon boxes upon boxes. And there wasn't even enough information in that binder to convict anybody of anything. So, excuse me, just go pull Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's files and pull the investigative reports out of there and go, well, why weren't these in there? Why wasn't this statement in there? Well, it's pretty easy to show that they absolutely were lying. So the Southern District of New York, we know, is corrupt now. Of course, we knew that all because of the crap they've been trying to propagate for the last 10, 12 years. We knew that already. But to try to lie, to basically commit fraud against the Attorney General and the President, somebody's going to be wearing stripes. It needs to put their soap on a rope, because when they find you, you have removed yourself successfully from society. Bye. Pick a nice shade of lipstick and start learning how to pronounce Bubba in a sultry manner because your cellmate will enjoy that. Okay? Yeah. I'm always amazed at, normally it's grown men that will have actions, behaviors that will, that they think make them tough. Oh, I'm a tough man if I belligerently stand up to this or that, or if I get paid to do this or that. It doesn't mean, I'm not going to say I'm a criminal. I'm just being a tough man. Okay, tough man. So you like to go to a place where you crap behind glass walls and 20 other men get to watch you? Yeah, you sound tough to me. Do you like that? Is that why you wanted to put yourself? We got a problem. Are you okay? I'm always concerned about people that like prison time or romanticize prison time, because it's not what you think it is. And if you like to go into a glass room to take a dump and shower, more power to you, but that's not my idea of a fun time. And I certainly don't want 20 other women around me when I'm taking a shower, and I don't want 7 officers in a glass tower control room watching me when I'm shower. I'm sorry. I like to wipe my butt in private, thank you very much. Things you might want to think about before you do criminal activities. Just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, Colin, I haven't heard his spin, so I'm going to have to go listen to it. Yeah, bye, DOJ. I'm sure this whole nation is like a Rubik's Cube. We need to take it apart and put it back together. And I think we're going to get there if we can stop with the people crying about how they're emotionally harmed at us cleaning house. I have never seen so many people that want to take care of thieves, liars, and basically treasonists, because it hurts them to see them punished. What hurts us to keep them in business. So who's getting hurt the worst? It's just duh. But the people that are out there trying to stand up for Zelensky, I don't understand your mode of thought. I don't understand you at all. I really try to. I try to always think, but after his behavior, I just thought he is acting like one of the mean girls. He was acting so Regina George. And they call him Regina George. No, Zelensky's Regina George. Okay, Regina George. All the single ladies. Regina George, he needs a wake-up call. And I don't think he's going to be class president anymore. You appreciate? Well, thank you. You appreciate me. Most people don't. They're like, wish you'd shut up. But y'all, we've not, we've been so timid to not say what we want to say and what we need to say for so many years that the other side has gotten so boisterous and loud and brazen and bold that they forgot there was another side. We need to remember there are 2 sides to every coin, sometimes 3 or 4, but we need to understand that there's counterbalances to every belief or thought or emotion out there. And we have to take them all into effect. We have to think about the largest base of people that are going to be benefited by political actions. And I just don't think Zelensky's benefiting anyone but himself and the politicians that get bankroll off of him. 2 sides to a pancake. Yeah, but the first one you cook is always the worst. So maybe Zelensky's the number 1 pancake. You know how the first one's always kind of doughy, don't turn out right? Zelensky's the first pancake in every batch. Oh, my Lord. So that's where I am on this. I just want to come on and say something because I've got to clean my kitchen to make dinner in a little bit. But I'm just having an off day, trying to do some stuff, a little self-care day because I've been sick for so long. Just having a self-care day. I made another turtle. I kind of made him a different shape and I like it. I did a different pattern. I really like this pattern. Made another turtle. I'm going to make another one. And I've just been having a self-care day. But when I watched that, I literally was like, my eyes start twitching and I started... And I am well versed in having a plain facade. I lived in court for years and I was never reacted to anything. And I'm not working anymore. And that meant irritated me. And I was like having a mock seizure in my living room because it irritated me so much. So I just wanted to come on here and be like, wake up, America. Stop feeling sorry for someone who wants war, wants death, wants disagreement on the political spectrum because it fuels him and his buddies' bankrolls. Stop. Stop throwing ham hocks at the dog that bites you in the ass. Stop. I just can't make it any plainer than this. I just cannot make it any plainer than this. In my book, Zelensky is useless as tits on a boar hog. He has no usability on any platform other than playing an actor and dancing in pleather platform heels. That's where he shines. Put him back there. Let him be an actor. Let him act remorseful for what he's done, because that's about all we're going to get. And let's just move forward, and let's help the Ukrainian people find a better leader, find an honest leader. I would rather the money go to rebuilding homes and schools than funneling this man's stupid war that is a moot point. And to be quite honest, I sit here and I'm like, okay, Putin, I know why you don't like your neighbor. I don't like him either. So how about we just get rid of him and we take care of the people? That sound like a deal? I think that's a good one. Let's just take him off the block and set him over here and go, you stay over there, okay? You stay over there. Shh. Sit down. Okay, everybody, we're going to change it up. And I think the Ukrainian people will be like, thank you. Thank you. I don't think they care who's in order and who's in charge as long as their lives improve right now. I really don't. I really don't, because he's not getting anybody to fight for him. He's having to force people to fight. I think Zelensky is at the end of his little tirade. And I think we're going to watch him go out with the behavior of a toddler who didn't get a sippy cup when he wanted it 5 seconds ago. And I say we just let him sit him in the corner, let him scream. Sometimes you got to cry it out. Just let him cry it out. I'm okay with that too. I don't like the man. I don't like many politicians. But I have to say, even though I don't like Trump going for AI, I don't like J.D. Vance putting money in AI, I don't like Elon Musk is doing great things, but I don't like Elon Musk. I don't like the Neuralink. I don't like some of the things that they think are going to be the salvation of man. They're not. They're not. I think we're skipping too many rungs on the ladder. Okay, let's just take it slow. Let's stop and think about what we're going to do to people when we bypass people. Okay, it's not a good thing. Okay, the world runs because people, and we're going to take people out of the equation. Stop. Slow down. Pump the brakes. Let's chill for a little while. And maybe they will. Maybe I hope they do, because that's one thing I do not agree with them on any level, to stop this AI crap. Let's fix what's going on. Let's halt all new things. Fix what's going on. Get everybody to jail better. Let's reestablish our nation as a united front. And then we can move forward. But don't move forward while we're all so busy and our heads are spinning from what's going on. Just pump the brakes, bud. So maybe that will occur. I'm not going to blindly follow anyone, but I will give Trump kudos and awesome points for handling this little petulant toddler today, or in the Oval Office, because that man, he's not a man. He's not a man. He's a titty baby. Where would he be without the world's adoration, blind devotion, and financing? Where would he be? Back in pleather dancing to all the single ladies. Okay, this man did not have any huge aspirations for himself. I guarantee you he doesn't have any huge aspirations for his people either. He's just wanting to stay lucrative and healthy financially. So let's just set him aside, fix the problem in Ukraine, get the people happy, get the people safe. Let's rebuild some schools and homes. Let's set them up to get going, and let's stop funneling him, and let's actually start helping the people. And I guarantee you our dollars would have gone so much farther. And then, you know something? Let's say, okay, we've helped you enough. Now it's time for y'all to pick yourselves up, dust yourselves off, and get going. Wishing's the best. Pick a better leader next time. And then we fade back over to our shore and go, okay, let's clean up this mess now and move forward, because we've got a lot we've got to work on. And while we're at it, let's just go knock on the Southern District of New York and say, hey, we're going to look through every piece of paper you got in this building and every building that y'all contract to store things in and all employees go in that room and wait. You must be searched before you leave. But we're gonna have to have some tough love for some people that have gotten a little too much of a belly full in this nation for the last little bit. So I hope things go better. But I have to say, I support Trump 110% in handling that little turd as he behaved today. And I know that the media needed to see some of it. He probably could have stopped it earlier than he did. I hope a lot of people woke up. I hope they woke up yesterday when the FBI and the Southern District of New York tried to bamboozle our leader and attorney general. Somebody needs to go to prison. All these people who have been screaming sedition and treason for years suddenly forgot how to say two words: sedition and treason. So yeah, it's Lord. Oh, Colin, there's so much going on over there. I mean, if you looked at the laundromats over there, it would boggle the average person's mind to know what's going on and how much. I mean, the money basically does a kiss your butt turn and comes right back. There's some of it gets dropped off there just for the use of the laundromat. But the rest of it goes back and just feeds the beast. We're going to have to choke that one off. And I'm okay with that too. Mary, she got something, and I started to save the videos to watch later to see what happened completely there, but then I got on the Zelensky tangent. So I'll try to read up on that and get back to you. But apparently, Cash Patel and she kind of knew this was going to happen, and I guess kind of set this up to play out on so that everybody could see. And I would say we're going to watch a very embarrassing chain of events over the next couple weeks, and we're all going to learn exactly how evil the FBI, CIA, I mean, all those people, we're going to learn how evil they are and how they're not basically working for the people of the United States. They're working for themselves and probably for other nations. So we're going to learn a lot over the next couple weeks. And I really think a lot of people woke up yesterday, but I hope more than I thought woke up. Because it wasn't Trump's fault or Blondie's fault that they didn't get the information. It was the Southern District of New York trying to lie, hide, basically fraudulently say, oh yeah, you got all this, and hide information. So we know we've got crooked people in a place where crooked people should not be, and we know we've got somebody trying to pull the strings because those crooked people are not smart enough to do it themselves. They're being played by a puppet master. So we know we've still got crooked people in important places and puppet masters still able to pull the strings. So we've still got a lot of work to do. But the more we allow this to play out on an open stage, the more we're going to get more feedback from people, whistleblowers, people willing to spill the beans. And I hope we get to the bottom of this, because this is, number one, embarrassing on a world stage. Number two, infuriating to know that our Justice Department is more crooked and felonious than all the people in that state in prison. How can we ask people coming out of jail, you need to follow the rules or you're going to go back, when the people telling them to follow the rules aren't following the rules? And these are such simple standards. But then you think, well, most of our society right now doesn't have any standards. So, Lord have mercy. But yeah, I'm going to be reading up on it, studying on it. Now, I have to go to my father-in-law's birthday dinner tomorrow if I feel like it. So, I won't get as much research time in this weekend as I normally like. But I will be back down at the farm Monday after physical therapy. And when I'm back down there, I get a little bit more rest time, which I'm looking forward to. Get a little bit more time to rest, because me and Mom split dinners and household duties and stuff, so we each get a rest. So I'm hoping I'll have more time to kind of deep dive and look at stuff. And the fur mantle sold yesterday to a young lady who was so thankful that she had something she could start as the base of her outfit and go to festivals on the cheap. So ta-da! I did help somebody do what I think they wanted to do, and it made me feel good. So David felt good because he got paid. I felt good because my creation did exactly what I wanted it to do. I had a moment where all the world was right. It lasted for about 2.5 seconds, but I'll take it. I needed that 2.5 seconds. It fueled my gas tank for a few more minutes. So I'm just very proud of myself. Yay me. I'm going to toot my own horn. Toot toot. And I've got a faux fox fur coat. Say that 5 times fast. And I'm going to try to make 2 more out of it. I was donated the fur coat in the hopes that I could help other people with their outfits. And I said yes. So I'm going to make 2 more. It may take me a little while to get it cut up and ready to be sewed, but I'm already eyeballing it and looking at measurements. And I've got to take the donated items for the Boys and Girls Club auction tomorrow to meet the woman to let her have those. And I'm tired. It's been a big week. I'm looking forward to being on the farm and resting. So, but I normally have more time. We'll have more discussions when I'm down there and I get to look at more stuff. I know. I'm so tired of rain. I'm so tired of weather. I'm so tired of winter. I'm so tired of spring peeking in. March is going to come in like a line. I'm just not happy. I'm like, weather, chill. So maybe it will. I don't know. Down on the farm, it's a little bit of a windbreak down there, so it doesn't affect me as much. It's kind of a little hidey hole. So I'm thinking I'm going to feel better, but I am going to stay down there through the bad weather. So I'll be down there through the bad weather where we have a basement and all that stuff. I don't like for David to not, be hanging out on his own because he doesn't pay attention to the weather half the time. He's a man. He's just like, do, I'm going to do my thing. So it worries me a little bit, but I need to be down there. I need to rest. And I need to just kind of relax, especially because I'm trying to be at a good place in my health to travel to go see my grandbabies. So I'm just trying to chill out over the next couple weeks. I know I felt so good that I was like, yes, I wanted to help somebody and I helped somebody. Because that was my whole goal. I was like, let's use these sables to make somebody something and not charge them $225. And basically I charged for the sables. My work was free. David needed the money for the sables because he bought them all. My work was free, and I just had this vision that somebody needed this to go to one of those Renaissance festivals, and they wanted real fur, but they couldn't afford it, and this was a great option. And I've been in conversations with her. She's tagged me on Instagram because she wants me to see her whole outfit when she gets it made up. And so I've made so many friends on Etsy because of my creations, because they're like, who made that? And he's like, my wife. And they're like, tell her to follow me on Instagram. Tell her to follow me here. And I do. I go and I follow them and I enjoy, and I'm like, and they're like, do you care if I change? I'm like, no, it's yours now. You do what you want. That was just the base model. You pimp it out. You go right ahead. And it's fun watching people be creative, and it just keeps going and evolving into something bigger and better. And I'm all for that. I like it. I like creativity. Maybe that's why I don't like, I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't like what's going on, because I don't know. People that lie and create conflict, they're not really honed in on the appropriate kind of creativity that should go into a society and its people and its endeavors. And I get really upset because I know that societies have the gumption and the energy to make the world an awesome place. But we often get stifled or misallocated or misrepresented or misdirected by our leaders. And then it turns into something else. I just want everybody's good energy to create a better world. And that's the creativity I like. Maybe we'll get back to that one day. I don't know. I think governments are all the time going to be little, hide what's really going on. And I don't want to glaze over and not know what's going on and just be happy being, absolutely ignorant. But I would like for our government to get on a better relationship with the people and care about the people's perspective of their nation again. Because I'm here to tell you, I am tired of people thinking our nation is full of blue-haired women with very inappropriate haircuts and very loud and rude expressions of sexuality and feminist rights that aren't feminist rights at all. And I'm just like, that's not really who we are over here. Actually, they're just the loud ones, but there's way more of just normal people. Like there's a lady on, thank God, there's a lady on Facebook. All she does is make dinner, like work dinner, lunch for her husband. And she does it with leftovers. And she has become a superstar on Facebook. And I think it's because we're gearing down to the simple things again. And that makes me so happy because you know something? That's where we need to be focusing. We need to learn how to be happy with the simple things, how to focus on the simple things, do the simple things well. And then maybe we can start to add on to that when we do the simple things well again. And I think a lot of young people are like, hang on, I just want to go to work, pay my bills, and enjoy my family. And I think a lot of people are going back to that kind of ground zero of life and starting over. And that makes me happy. It makes me happy because that's where your focus should be. So maybe we'll get there again. I don't know. Listen, this is the first time I've self-tanned in like 2 years. Yeah. And right now it looks like an olivey green scale on me. I'm assuming I'm going to look like an Oompa Loompa tomorrow. So listen, if I do look like an Oompa Loompa or look really strange tomorrow, feel free when I do a live or post a picture to absolutely have at me in the comments. It'd make me laugh. But I am trying to tan so that I don't look like a pasty sick person when I travel. And yeah, I'm just trying to get ready for spring, and I'm trying to like tell myself, look, you feel good. See, you're tan, you're good colored. You know, I'm just really trying to fake it till I make it. So this was my self-care day, but I had to get on here and Zelensky needs to be on supervision. And he needs to be on community service to learn about his nation. I wish we had oversight committees that weren't easily bought. But maybe if we take the media out of it and normal people become the media, maybe we'll get to where they can't hide everything and we get a real glimpse of what's going on. And maybe then we'll become frustrated enough that we will start to change what's happening in our nation and across the world. I hope that occurs. Because I don't know if I can tolerate another little minion like Zelensky, a little turd. He is about as useful as the G in lasagna. I just, I don't see a world in which he benefits any nation or any people with his current and past behaviors. But wait, you'll see everybody whining for him in the comments. just pray for those people. Bless their hearts, Lord. Love them. Y'all know what that means, right? Hi, Margaret. Yes, yeah, and there's been a lot of people talking about the skies the last couple of days, especially with what is anticipated next week. We're all got our heads up. A large percentage of America is becoming heavily red-pilled. And I don't even care if they're politically on my side. I just want them to wake up and understand that rather than being a raindrop in the river of the United States, you are the house in the floodplain being targeted. Wake up. Maybe people will realize that. And I think our current administration would like to change that to where the people are back in power. But I just don't know. I just got such an undercurrent of evil. And it doesn't even have to be an active evil. It's kind of a benign evil, but it's so stagnant. It's hard to sift through it and cut it out. And so I don't know. Yeah, I really hope we get there. I really hope we get there. I want to be there. And maybe we will get through. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. Yeah, everybody go check out Deep River Farms. He does an awesome page where he keeps you up to date on what's going on in North Carolina with some of the people that are providing aid to the families, the community people, with a church specifically. Is it Pastor Tom? Pastor Tom, Pastor Tim, Pastor Tom. Anyway, sounds like an awesome guy. I'd like to meet him one day. This is who David and I were wanting to help. If YouTube would stop me in a beep, 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 beep. That's who we wanted to help. And, if we can get stuff ironed out, David's kind of done for the moment. He's like, I can't worry about that right now. And I'm like, I'll keep email fussing, but you have to step in when you have to step in. And I'm hoping that we get this fixed, but I just don't know. But he's the person that we were looking at sending money to, because it seems like that pastor at that church is really doing amazing things and feeding people and doing like the hardcore community stuff. So that's who we wanted to send money to. And, we may, I'm sorry, I'm trying to move myself. We may get there. We might. Never say never. But YouTube is definitely trying to stand in the way. So we'll get there. What in the world? Why do you care? And what kind of question is that? Good Lord. The things y'all people come in and ask. Like, we're talking about this right here in this dog park. Let's throw a frisbee and have the adjacent dog park erupt in barks. Like, stay on target, dude. Wake up. Don't throw frisbees and try to veer people off the path. We're talking about Zelensky and the absolute piece of trash he is. So stay on target, dude. Focus. I mean, I know I'm like ADHD, but focus. So, who do you think I am in that regard? I'm just going to go tell you, you're going to laugh your ass off. Yeah, people come in and listen, context clues. I'm a fat lady in Appalachia that's got Brian May and Freddie Mercury tattooed on my body. Okay, I am a conundrum and a question. You're not going to figure me out because I don't go on chunky social, I call them spittoons, where the trash gets put. I go on individual merit and behavior. So I don't think that a whole demographic of people can be liked or disliked. I go on individual basis. People are strange. Okay, anyway, y'all know how I function. Listen, I got a bonus child that is trans. I don't agree, but I love them. Okay? Best friend was gay. Didn't agree, but I loved him. So people, just learn to deal with people and you'll stop dealing with superficial idiots. It's just, it's weird. It's absolutely weird. It has, Annette. It has. And boy, let me tell you what. But I have enjoyed some of it. But anyway, well, I'm going to go rest. I've got to cook dinner, but I wanted to pop on here and say, wow. So if you haven't watched the interaction in the Oval Office, go watch it and leave your feedback when this loads in the comments. Let me know what you thought, and we'll talk about it later this week. Bye, guys. Oh, yeah, I've got